Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, just got home from work. It's been a long day, long, crazy day. As you already know, as I always keep my Dunkin' Donuts coffee lingering somewhere in the background, as you always see. Um, this evening, I felt the need to bring one of my ratchets home, as you can see, which is a snap-on 3/8 drive bent handle. Um, I want to get into a little quick topic on these band handles. Um, and not for nothing, it's not all about high quality tools or the Snap-on brand within itself. The only reason why I'm using this particular ratchet is because basically all the ratchets that I actually do have in my tool selection at this prior moment are all Snap-ons. Um, I did have a long list of line of other brands, but I wound up salvaging some equipment with a U.S. General 4-drawer tool cart that I priorly owned. I wound up selling it to a gentleman who basically had just got a brand new job at the Toyota dealer. So with that tool cart that I got rid of, I basically gave him certain tools as basically a starter kit for him because he was brand new coming into the game. Um, but we're gonna get over here into this ratchet. The reason why I chose this ratchet because I have plenty of different snap-on ratchets in all sorts of different sizes from half inch to quarter inch. Plenty of 3/8. Um, Not for nothing. Besides the snap-on ratchets in my collection, I only own three other ratchets that aren't snap-on, which are all made by Milwaukee. They're 3/8 and quarter inch, and the 3/8 roto head that comes in a particular set. But to get to the topic here is that you have all of these different brands, tool brands out here that make all sorts of different type of tools and all sorts of different type of ratchets, and we have all sorts of different locking flex heads, non-locking flex heads. We have roto heads. We have locking multi-position ratchets. Why isn't it that any of these brands ever come with a locking flex head bent handle ratchet? Now, throughout all the ratchets that I actually have in my selection, this particular ratchet right here, I actually have in my hand most of the majority of the day throughout a lot of different jobs. Even though, yes, I do have a lot of different snap on ratchets, each ratchet is designed for different applications when I'm working, so per se. Um, Everybody works a little bit differently. I go to this ratchet, and this is my go to ratchet due to the fact of it keeps me from running back and forth to the toolbox. And when I'm doing certain particular work, due to the bent handle and its flex mechanism, which is really not a mechanism because it's not a locking, it allows me to get into very, very tight places at particular angles, and I'm able basically to maneuver around certain particular obstacles. But what become even more in handy is if the flex head was locking. So with all the companies out there, you got Carlisle, you got Mac, you got Husky, um, SK Tools, Sunex, Tecton, um, Matco, Cornwell, Snap-on. Like there's so many different brands to name. Um, on the ratchet here, as you can see, I have plenty of different sockets. A lot of times in the videos, I throw up a lot of snap-on sockets or Tecton sockets. I have Sunex sockets. I have Stillman Pro sockets. I have Milwaukee sockets. I feel really go into detail to talk about some of the other sockets that I actually have. I have some sockets made by Expert, which is a matco brand, which I use very quite often. And the sets are basically semi-deep sets. This socket that's on this ratchet here is actually a brand of Advanced Auto Parts, which is a Tech Pro set. This is a 15 millimeter. Um, I use this socket, but the reason why I have certain ratchets and certain socket sets is due to the fact of I don't know if you can see inside the anvil or if I can get the proper angle. But see, with these sockets right here, the anvil fits up within the socket so that now when you're going to actually put it on a fastener, the anvil is touching its socket. So this is why um basically when you see that I have snap-on ratchets, this is why I've actually been acquiring more snap-on sockets, because I tends to want to part with whatever equipment I'm using. If I'm using snap-on ratchets, I want to have snap-on sockets with those ratchets. If I'm using my Milwaukee ratchets, I want to have Milwaukee sockets on those ratchets. Technically, even like some of the impact drivers and cordless tools that I have by Milwaukee, as you notice, I basically have a lot of four flat sets. I have the impact sets, and basically I go with those sets on the cordless tools. So basically, I have sockets that are for its specific brand instead of mixing brands, like as you can see here in this video, how I'm using an inexpensive socket on a high expensive ratchet. Um, the Tech Pro set from Advanced Auto, um, I actually bought two of those sets and was using them like a lot, even though I basically had tool truck tools, high-end expensive tools. I was going to a lot of the cheap equipment, but it really wasn't that cheap in quality because they basically were holding up for the work that I was doing in the shop at this particular time. The only reason why I parted away with it is because, like I said, I salvaged some of that equipment with a tool cart throughout all the actual Milwaukee cordless that I have. I use them a lot now, but before then, I had an inexpensive impact driver um, that I really didn't pay that much for. It wasn't really that expensive, but the tool itself performed very well for the price, and the price was basically unbelievable. When I first bought it, I bought it to just simply get me through a few days of work or whatever the case might be. But then I really started getting the grip and the handle for the tool, and then the tool wound up actually becoming my go-to. I only parted ways with it because it was another item that I basically got rid of with the cart. So I don't know, for the tool brands that are out there, you know what I'm saying, that basically make all of these ratchets, you know, I don't care whether you're a DIY, I don't care whether you're a professional auto mechanic or a technician or whatever type of field that you're in, that you know, you basically use these hand tools. For those tool brands out there, what's up? Can we get a Locking Flexhead bent handle? Because this is definitely one of the best ratchets out of my selection, and basically I have just about everything Snap-on has to offer on their tool truck when it comes to ratchets. I have a lot of comfort grip ratchets, and then I have some standard handles, but I don't have as many standard handles as I do comfort grips. So I just wanted to touch on that for a moment, and we'll get back to it when something else new come through. We'll give you the next tool haul. Until then, stay up. And for y'all tool brands out there, what's up? Can we get a lock-in Flexhead bend handle out there? I don't care whether it's whatever brand, as long as it's a fine tooth and it can get the job done. Peace.